Hi, and welcome to another edition of Inspired Messages. This is Sue here, and I'm here with your April horoscope on what's happening in the heavens. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we're in the sign of Aries, so Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the god of war. So there's a lot going on, a lot of energy, a lot of high energy going on, and the planets in the heavens reflect that. So April 1st, obviously it's April Fools, so almost anything can happen. We won't know whether it's true or not. But today we have a new moon in Aries on the 1st, so that's kind of auspicious, isn't it? And so we need to expect high energy. Obviously, when we have a new moon, it's time to set goals, and so there's nothing better than it being in the sign of Aries, because Aries is the first sign, and that's the sign that wants to set goals. So as I say, there's lots of energy giving us the energy to do that. Now, so also with this new moon, the sun and the moon together, we have Mercury, and Mercury will help us set those goals, set the intentions to manifest what we want. But also in this chart, we have other things going on. And as usual, we have Uranus in the mix. So, you know, I've talked about Uranus being about chaos. It's about rebellion. It's about freedom. It's about, you know, people standing up for what they want and more protests. So I think we're going to have more of that this next 28 days. That's not going away, and it will be happening as usual all around the world. So you know, with this we've got Mars, which rules Aries, squaring Uranus, this planet of rebellion, and so this is very impulsive energy. But we need that, you know, we need to be moving forward, and we need to be saying what we want. And so this is a time when we need to stand up and you know, state our case. And there will be many people doing that, and we will all do that in different ways. Some of us can't go to protest, but we will be doing other things. We might be just handing leaflets out, or magazines, or the paper, you know, the light paper that I've talked about. It doesn't matter, because all of us doing something makes a big difference. So the card that's come up, one of the cards that's come up is this card, which is the Strength card. And we need this, you know, this courage. This is about courage, the courage of our convictions, the courage to stand in one's own truth, the courage to stand up and say, you know, how we feel. And I think this is kind of a really important card that we have. Now, on the 4th and 5th of April, we're going to have Saturn squaring the North Node. Now, the node is the direction we should be travelling in, moving towards. The South Node is also opposite, and it's where we've come from. So they're always opposite one another. So having Saturn squaring the North Node, oh gosh, can bring more control from the world's governments or whoever's in charge, because we're not even sure of that. And the South Node, which is opposite, is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is always about revealing things. So are more things going to be revealed to us? Because obviously the nodes are about our collective destiny. So are we destined to have these things revealed to us? And obviously we're all hoping that more things will, you know, will come up to be looked at, you know, for everybody to kind of awaken to how we've been treated over millennia, over, you know, thousands of years. So, you know, yes, revealed secrets, the dark coming up to the light, hopefully. And also on the 4th and the 5th, we have Mars, this god of war, conjuncting Saturn. So that's difficult. That's a difficult aspect, and that's control of our freedoms. I think it's important that we, we're not in fear, that we stay in love and peace. Are you living in fear, or are you seeing this as a cosmic shift like I am? Astrologically, I'm seeing it as we're moving from, we're going through from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. So we're in the paradigm shift, and it's really very early. I mean, it's really at the beginning, and the old doesn't want to go. It's hanging on in there. It's throwing everything. It's throwing its toys out the pram, and stamping its feet. That's what's happening. So it's really important that we stay centered, that we keep our vibration high. I've said it before, and on the 12th, we're going to have Jupiter conjuncting Neptune. Now, as astrologers, we've all been waiting for this because it's not happened for 166 years. So it's kind of, it's kind of a time of change. That's indicating a time of change. So Jupiter is all about expansion. And it can get out of hand, so we have to make sure that things don't get out of hand, but it also rules long distance travel. It also rules learning and study and philosophy, studying the philosophy of life. It's also about publishing and the media as well. So, thinking about all of that, and then it conjuncting Neptune, and Neptune can deceive us. And Neptune's about oil, it's about water, it's about spirituality, it's also about music and creativity. So putting the two together, we can already see that we've got the energy bills going up and oil prices going up. So obviously Neptune rules oil. It also, is conjunct this Jupiter. So Jupiter is expanding the prices. That could be what that's about. I kind of want to look at it as a spiritual aspect that, is going to help us go from one era to the next, because both of those are, in the sign of Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, and actually Pisces is the old rule, Jupiter's the old ruler of Pisces. So these two are very happy in that sign. So I'm looking at it as a catalyst for us moving through of synchronicity and guidance and listening to the signs. So, I want you to do that. Look out for the guidance, look out for the synchronicity, and let's find another way forward, a spiritual path. Stay centered, stay true, stay peaceful, whatever's happening. And I know that's certainly not easy when we've got all this upheaval going on around us. I really know that, but also, we can meditate and we can bring in that high energy to help the planet. So I also on the 13th we've got the Sun conjuncting Saturn, so that's going to help us build something that lasts, something that stands the test of time. And we've got the Emperor came up, and I think that came up last month. So he's very much the father figure, somebody who wants to build a future. So this is about us building a future. It's about us looking at new ways of being, of living on this planet. And there are many people getting together and doing that. So that is, that's really powerful. It's really good. We're not just sitting back and letting things happen. There are many people who have got really great organising skills that are putting fantastic things together. And it's not just one person, it's lots of people around the world. So you can be sure, if you're awake and you're aware and you're connected to a group, that you're going to find out more about these kind of groups that can help us in the times that are coming. So what else? So on the 16th, we're going to have the full moon. So the full moon is going to be in the opposite sign to Aries, which is Libra. So Libra, as you know, it's got the scales of justice. And so this is hopefully going to bring some justice to what's been going on, but you know, because it's a full moon, it can be an emotional time, you know, but again, we have to stay in balance, and we have to stay centered. Again, you know, it's important that we do that. And this full moon is going to be squaring Pluto, so that's not easy either, because you know, we've got this card here that came up, which is about control, and we've already had control, you know, earlier on in this reading. So there's a lot of control that we have to battle, and you know, it's telling us that we have to be stand in our own truth, and we have to be strong, and we have to not be too emotional. You know, this is going to be quite emotional for the collective, but it's important, you know, to be with like-minded people, really, and go into nature, you know, listen to beautiful music, be with the people that you love. And obviously this is going to happen at Easter, so we will be with people that we love. So use this time to be out having a walk in nature and having a lovely time. So make sure that you don't get drawn in to the drama of that card. You know, it's very important. So this full moon, you know, is going to be about fairness, equality as well, but it is going to be emotional. So watch out for that, and I'm sure we're going to get through it. I mean, we are going to get through it. Most spiritual people are saying, you know, it's going to be okay. It's going to be a rocky road, but we will get through it. So on this full moon, we're going to have Mercury next to Uranus. So Mercury is about communication, and Uranus is very erratic, as I've talked about. So this probably means they might be erratic ideas. It could be that somebody thinks something up that's an invention or a really, you know, good idea. Because Uranus is also about communities, I think maybe there's going to be opportunities to connect to more communities and more community spirit, and you know, being able to grow our own food and all that kind of thing. There's more and more of that, and I have got the Fool, which is on a spiritual journey, you know, from you know, if you go from 1 to 22, this is the Fool, and he's always on a journey. He's always going through mastering each of the cards, and so this card came up in the center of this reading. So it's very much the central theme of we are on a journey, we are learning as we go, and you know, we're learning the old thing, we're bringing the old things back that worked, like connecting to the earth and not being so materialistic. And you know, also the Chariot came up, and you know, he's riding away from the cities, riding away from materialism, and you know, and he's always riding to victory. So you know, this is really, really positive card, and it keeps coming up each month. So you know, that's really, really positive as well. And the High Priestess, she came up as well, and she's got a book, and now this book on her lap has esoteric wisdom. So I feel that the answers are all there. The answers are we all know the answers, and we have them deep in our unconscious. You could say that this book has secrets also that might be revealed, and so this is quite a positive card to come up as well. And we also had the Judgment card came up, and this card actually is, where the angel is blowing the bugle for all he's worth, and is doing that to the people below who are all in their coffins. But I think it's about being programmed, waking them up from, from their programs, really. And we know that many people are in, they've been hypnotized. And so this is quite interesting that it came up. I feel that more and more people are waking up. I'm seeing that on a daily basis. I've done a couple of readings recently where people were not aware of what was going on, and just through a comment that one of us made, I was able to help them be more aware. And so I think that, if I'm doing it, then there's got to be many more people that are actually doing it. It can't just be me in the world. So I feel, that the world is waking up, although it might seem that it's slow. I think we've already reached a critical mass of people that are already awake, but I think more of it needs to be done, and I think that's probably why this card came up. So waking people up, hopefully, by this time next month, even more people will be awake and be able to see through the veil. So, I'm very hopeful that that card came up for that very reason. And the Hierophant came up. Well, this is the Pope in some decks. And I think this card, again, it connects to the divine. The people below are talking to him. He's a counselor. He helps people. And I think, all the spiritual people around the world are doing that. There's many people that are helping the collective, if they care to look. If you're tuning into this, then I'm doing that. But there are many thousands of people doing this around the world right now. And I think it's about, again, us tuning in to up there and listening to our inner voice, our intuition, our gut feeling before we say and we do anything. Especially now, I think it's really important that we take the time to be still, to meditate, or to follow somebody that we trust, and to be with like-minded people. And I think, that is a great card to have, the Hierophant. And in this full moon chart, I have to say that Jupiter conjunct Neptune is still conjunct exactly. So it's conjunct for about 12 days, I think. But you can always allow 2 degrees either side for it. So that energy is quite a long time. It's not just one day. So, we're looking at the energy is built, and then it's holding this energy, and it happens to be exact on the 12th of April, but it's still in that full moon chart on the 16th. And so for me, that is still adding more spiritual energy. And it's always, I like to end on a positive vibe anyway, but I'm glad that kind of is in that chart. And that this card, the 17, which is the star card, and I always think it connects to astrology, actually. She very much connects to the heavens. I mean, it is your view on, your take on the cards. But for me, I always feel that it is about, we're not just on this planet, we're connected up there as well. The night sky is important. It's connected to us. So for this card to come up, I think, again, it reiterates that we should be connecting to the higher realms. We should be listening to all messages that we get, and that includes dreams. Now we've got, this Neptune conjunct Jupiter, and Neptune does connect to dreams, and so dreaming might become, you might get more important dreams, or they may seem, to have more of a message. So it's really important that you write them down. So have a dream diary by your bed, and if you think that what you've been dreaming is important, then please write it down, because it might be an important message for you. Now also this card, some people have said that it connects to off-worlders, and you may or may not take that on board, but there's a lot of spiritual people out there saying that we are being helped by off-worlders. So I'd like to go with that as well, to say that yes, we can connect to those people if we want to, listen to your gut feeling, listen to the synchronicity, listen to the way that you're being led, because if you're aware, you will get those messages, and it might be in dream form, it might be in synchronicity, it might be a chance meeting with somebody. So please be aware of what you're being told and how you're being guided. And the affirmation is similar to last month's, and it was interesting that I wrote it out and then looked at last month's. It was similar, so I'm thinking, oh well, that's interesting. It's obviously in my consciousness that the same thing is important. So hand on heart, every Monday, I stand for peace, love, justice and harmony on planet Earth. I stand for peace, love, justice and harmony on planet Earth. And you can say that every morning before you get up. And if you take my newsletter, there is help under the Life Purpose Tutor heading. I put lots of links to things that maybe people haven't seen, but I also put a couple of spiritual links to help you through this time, connected to either manifesting or meditation, or it might be both. And I also put links to health products that can also help you, because we need to be strong, we need to be healthy, we need to be energetic, and we need to be positive. And all of those things, we can actually use with the food we're eating, and maybe things that we're not, like supplements, may help as well. So if you want to take my newsletter and you don't already, then send me an email on my contact page on my website, which is astrologysue.com. And you know where I am. I'm on Facebook, which is Astrology Sue Fletcher. And get in contact if I can help. I'd love to talk to you. And in the meantime, have a great April, and I will see you in May. So take care and bye for now. Bye bye.